Oh my Lord, we're live. Hello. I'm excited, but part of it is pain because I just banged the ever-loving crap out of my knee on some crown molding as I was stepping over like one of Stevie's toys. It was in a rush. Oh my gosh, just knee directly into the wall. That'll wake you up in the morning. Hopefully it doesn't bruise because I'm trying to get out there, get some pickleball in tonight. But good morning, everybody. We're back. This just seems like the whole period of time where life is lifing, right? So I want to start this off by encouraging each and every person out there who might feel like crap, might feel like giving up, might feel like they're completely overwhelmed, might feel like they have nowhere left to turn. You're drawing breath, so no matter what, adversity you're battling against, you will have victory, right? And I guess I want to start off with that. Been a lot of stuff going on for me recently, and I look around and it's for a lot of other people. And I'm very grateful for, the problems that I have and that I'm overcoming just being those problems. Had family drama last week, but prayerfully and amazingly, she was healed, right? Woke up from that coma that she was in. I've had close family friends pass away. But on the upside, I've been there to be there for their family and pay respect and pass that on and all of that. And everybody's just going through something right now. Then of course, the Wi-Fi is out now multiple days and it's a pain in the butt. I'm supposed to speak places, right? Be a virtual guest for these events, and I just can't do it, right? Everything is just knocked out. I don't have the setup. So it's a pain in the butt, right? But I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people going through pain in the butt times right now. So just understand you're not alone. Have grace with everyone, right? Somebody might be a complete butt to you, but you have no idea of what they're going through. So everybody have a little bit more patience with people. Try and have a little bit more grace. Also, be kind, right? If you understand someone's going through something, acknowledge it. Don't just act like, oh, you've got your problems, I've got my problems. I'm gonna look past it and act like everything's okay. That's not fine, right? That's not fine. We're all humans. Have manners, right? Greet people, everyone that you see, because you don't know how that can affect somebody's day. No matter what the person looks like, right? Could be homeless, could be this, could be that. But greet the person. Let them know that they're seen, right? That they're alive. They're not just a ghost that's a slave to, the anxieties and figments of their imagination. All that's important during this time of year. So I want to start off on that note, right? And also amazing to be back, right? And to have triumphed over this absolutely annoying situation. And we have a very short newsletter today. It'll be very quick, but it was good to get back here and get back into the routine of things, back into the groove of things. Um, yeah, and continuing to push through, right? So whoever and whatever, you're going through, you're going to be okay. Continue to listen to the God that's on the inside of you, and make the decisions that feel right. If you can't hear that voice, then take time to journal, time to meditate, so that voice becomes the strongest one that you hear. And you have that internal conviction because you don't know, you're not going to learn from the outside world what your next step should be. It will come from in here, right? It'll come from in here, from the God that's on the inside of you. So, just felt the need to share that just based off of like friends and family that I've talked to, and all of that. And for my people too who might be kind of spread emotionally thin, make sure that you're tending to yourself too, because you're having to support a whole lot of people, but you're not feeling your well back up. So that's another thing that's important to focus on. Even if you're not going through it, you probably are supporting 4 or 5 different people that are going through it, and that's a lot as well. So tend to yourself, understand that you're not alone. I'll have grace with you, you have grace with me, we all have grace with each other. And just lead with love here during this crazy time of year. But let's go ahead and get started. If you're new and you don't know what goes on here, right? We're about going over the important news, notes, analysis, and trade ideas that are key to ensuring consistent profitability over the course of time in markets. The only thing that's guaranteed in markets is that you will lose. It will happen. It's inevitable, right? Like Thanos and the snap. The big thing, though, is to make sure that you can snap back, that you have a system that limits your losses and make sure that when you get wins, the wins outsize the losses, right? A system that makes sure that you are taking and pulling the trigger on high probability plays, right? If you're using the information, at your disposal in order to make high quality educational guesses, because that's all life is, a series of educational guesses. Every time you hop in your car and you turn that ignition, there's a small chance that car blows up, right? You're just doing that based off of the fact that probability states that more than likely it will not. But for somebody somewhere, they hopped in, a cat, something jumped up in the exhaust and, poof, that was the last day that they had here. So all of it is a game of probabilities, and it's all you doing your part, tending to the little things to make sure you understand those probabilities and making educated, decisions based on those. So part of that is being aware of what's going on in markets, the news, and everything that shapes the landscape. And that's what we do here during these sessions. So is our first one of the week because that's just how the cookie has crumbled here this week. It's been crazy, but we're back up and running here in terms of kind of things to look for in terms of like on the economic calendar. um Today we've got a few Fed presidents speaking, but no one important. um Thursday we get jobless claims data, we get ISM services, and final U.S. services PMI. So we have a few things tomorrow at 9:45 and 10 a.m., right? Shortly after market open, they can cause some short-term volatility. We do have Neil Kashkari, the Minneapolis Fed president, speaking tomorrow at 10:40 a.m. That's important because normally that guy moves the market at least once or twice a year. He's already done it this year. It's happened, but you just want to be aware. If you see some volatility happening, this guy loves the spotlight, right? He loves to make contentious statements in order to shape markets and, kind of I don't know, establish dominance and all that stuff. So just watch out for that at 10:40 a.m. tomorrow. He moderates a discussion with Atlanta Fed President Raphael Bostic. So he's moderating the discussion. Who knows how much that means he'll be talking, but just understand, right, that if you do see some volatility, you might remember back and say, oh, the market, something happened. What's going on right now? Oh, yeah. This guy, attention-seeking Kashkari, is out here moderating, something that he's not even the focal point of, but he's likely injecting his his own crazy statements and rhetoric in there. Friday, anything important? No, not really. Unemployment rate at 8:30 a.m. But no super important data, but I wanted to go over that since we weren't here for Monday. And then we're going to get into our top news here. Middle East fears. Fears of a wider war in the Middle East have swelled even more after Iran launched its biggest missile attack on Israel. The latest attack pushed crude oil higher and prompted a stock sell-off in the U.S. on Tuesday as investors rushed to safe haven assets. What happened? Iran fired close to 200 ballistic missiles at Israeli military forces on Tuesday, and the Pentagon said Israel intercepted most of the missiles with U.S. support. Damage on the ground was minimal. Tehran has since said its attack is over unless Israel responds. Benjamin Netanyahu vowed that Iran will pay for its big mistake. Iran said any retaliation would invite a crushing response and canceled commercial flights across the country until mid morning Wednesday. Now, market reaction: crude oil edged higher on Tuesday after Iran's attack and continued to gain more than 2% overnight. Spot gold closed at its second highest settlement ever, but has since paired gains. The greenback strengthened with the US dollar index rising to its high as $101.03, 30 cents. US stocks ended lower on Tuesday, and stock futures pointed to a lower open on Wednesday. Now, expert takes: for the most part, the market fallout has been relatively muted. Quote, despite minimal threats to oil supplies, markets have already shown some risk-off moves, said Charu Chanana, ahead of FX strategy Saxo. Quote, the main concern is if Israel targets Iran's oil assets. That could send shockwaves through global markets. Separately, S&P Global downgraded its long-term credit ratings on Israel, given the risk of the escalating regional conflict that could persist into 2025. None of these conflicts look like they're slowing down. Russia and Ukraine, Israel and Iran. So you just have to expect this to continue to be a part of everyday life, and to navigate through it, right? And as far as I'm concerned, number one, are we making money off of oil going up? Yes, we got into oil positions yesterday. Looks like CVX will open up at our daily price target number one, so it'll be a beautiful profit-taking Wednesday to start off our day. Do I credit that to this happening? Right? Some people again have this like moral qualm with like, oh, you made money off of a missile attack. Number one, we made money off of the charts. The charts told us what were going to happen, not some missile attack, right? You'll find that news happens a lot of times that helps you, right? The news, and it seems lucky, but it's because you were in position where big money already was what it was supposed to be. Who knows who the heck gave them the 200 missiles to launch, right? It could be also whoever's putting this money in these positions, right? It's like you have no idea of the inner workings of the world and what goes on. But at the end of the day, right? All I know is what I see on the charts, and I'm taking advantage of it. As something, nothing is like wholly moral. Everything it only matters as to what matters to you, right? If I die, there are insects, plants, animals that benefit, right? Immediately. There is like no, but also, is that, morally good, or is that good for all those creatures? Yes. What about for my family? Is that good for them? No. Same thing, right? Oh, if I see somebody says, "Oh, hey, I just bought this McDonald's franchise." I'm like, "Hey, congratulations. You're doing great for yourself, great for your family. Awesome." Is that McDonald's franchise like killing people, serving them horrible food? Yes. Like anything you think about, if you think deep enough there, you can find moral qualms with it, right? It's like, like vegans. I don't want to be cruel to anything. Well, plants have been shown during scientific studies to respond to music, right? What you speak to them, what you say to them. Um, so they react to things as well. So it's just like everywhere you go, you're going to step on someone's toes. Worry about putting food on the table for your family, right? So I have no, like, this is something where this would go on regardless of me, right? And if oil prices go up, what does that do? Affect my family. That affects my family. It affects what we do. It affects where we go. It affects how we do it, right? So make sure that regardless of what's going on in the world, you're taking care of you and yours. I know that that's not something a lot of people think about, but some of you might be in the back of your mind. Doesn't matter, right? This is the earth. This is how things go, right? There's always stuff going on somewhere. But at the end of the day, making sure that we're positioned to take care of ourselves, that's all we're charged with. We're not charged with world peace or anything else. And that would be a tall task given the fact that that area of the world has been, fighting for thousands of years. Also, in the back of this, I don't make this newsletter. So, I know that this is a very contentious subject, the Middle East and everything. Um, it seems to always make headlines whenever Iran does something or whatever, on that side does something to Israel, but it doesn't make headlines when Israel does things to other people. I realize there's things going on both sides. This isn't a commentary supporting one side or the other. It's just an agnostic outlaying of what went on, right, based on this information. Um, so there we are, right? And then that was actually the only big piece of notable news, probably the shortest newsletter we've got in a while, but it was important for me to get in here so we can get back on the horse, right? When it comes to kind of our routine here. What else is happening? Job openings unexpectedly jump. Hiring comparable to late 2013. Nike earnings, top takeaways, peers fall with the swoosh. Yeah, Nike is struggling. What else is new? Labor Board accuses Apple of illegal workplace rules. U.S. touts $2 billion in EV subsidies while automakers shift strategies. This is our rapid fire stock news rundown to close this out here. New preliminary duties unveiled on Southeast Asia solar imports. So we've got more, kind of tariffs on imports, solar imports from Southeast Asia. Lawmakers slam anti-competitive move by CVS, Cigna, PBMs. Eli Lilly, right, ticker LLY, looking to test Zepbound as health maintenance drug. Lamb Weston, ticker LW, cuts jobs, shuts plants, and trims forecast. Port strike likely to hit Q4 GDP by almost half a percentage point. We talked about that. Actually, we haven't talked about that because we haven't been here. I've talked about it with my family and friends, but we've talked about it in the trading group. There are certain sectors that this will affect positively and certain ones that it will affect negatively. Everything that happens in the world, there is opportunity there, right? It's just whether or not you have the mindset in place, and mindset's the lens through which you perceive opportunity. Do you have the mindset in place in order to leverage these opportunities? Because we are, right? We are. And again, this is something that immediately I don't feel bad about it. Like I don't feel bad about it because why? This strike is going to cause the price of everything to go up, right? Here in the East Coast, all these different things that get shipped in, all the price of those things are going to go up. So what do I need to do? I need to make sure that no matter what change occurs in the world, okay, if this happens and these people go on strike, what's making money? Okay, this, cool, I'm going to position there, right? What am I doing? I'm effectively offsetting, right? Dikembe Mutombo, rest in peace. We lost a legend yesterday. I'm offsetting, no, 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 every little piece of adversity that comes in, right? Oh, war in the Middle East, increased gas prices, done, right? Already in gas positions, offset that, right? That's what you're doing in order to become just a master of the bubble that you've built around you. You want to try and limit these kind of external forces that throw you off and throw off the balance in your life, right? That's essentially what I want to do is just be a balanced person, have like high core strength, where I've got a skill that can allow me to be, kind of minimize the impact of these, big external effects. That's what you want to look to do, where it doesn't matter, where AI is being implemented or all that. And I'll share a video, because the reason why they're striking is exactly the same reason why everyone else has to strike, right? If you look at these ports, the majority of them are going to be automated, right? There was a video, there's one guy, he was the one dude there at the whole port. The rest were just robots, these big robots literally moving tankers back and forth. So that's why they're going on strike, right? They're actively being replaced. So this is happening each and every day. It's not like a horror story. I'm not telling you anything new. It's just make sure that you can put your money to work for your markets, so that you can, no matter what happens, cool, 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 right? I've offset it. I've offset it. Doesn't matter. That's where you want to be. That and learning how to use AI. Those are the two biggest things that are important right now, because they're going to replace people, right? It's going to happen. They might cut some deal to get you in there for a little bit, but they'll write some loophole. They'll do something, because these companies with these billions of dollars, they will find a way, right? They will find a way. So make sure that you aren't sitting here like the milkman, knowing that you're the milkman and your job won't be useful anymore, and you not doing anything or preparing in that vein to be ready for it, right? Because we all know that it's coming and that it's happening right now. AI is not the future, it's the now. Robotics is not the future, it's the now, right? It's here. So there is no like, oh, I'll get around to it. You try and take these shortcuts, you will get cut short. Lamb Weston, ticker LW, cuts jobs, shuts plants, and trims forecasts. More stuff, right? We already talked about the half percentage point. And then seeking off a chart, which S&P 500 sectors performed best in September. We got a whole new set of circumstances, so it could be something worth looking back into. But I wouldn't put too much stock in it, just because this is a completely different September and now October, right? Than we've had previously. But I guess this was just talking about this past month, so I kind of misunderstood that. I thought they were talking about last September. I didn't even realize it was October now, which means we've got 3 months left in the year. We're on a Q4. Let's lock in, right? Let's lock in. We've been talking about it all year, and the year is what? Flown by. I don't care if the year flies by, as long as I'm getting 1% better daily. That's good for me. That means I'm getting exponentially better as time is going on, right? Exponentially better. So let time fly. As long as you're consistent and you do what you need to do each and every day, fine with that. In terms of today's markets, in Asia, Japan down 2.2%, Hong Kong up 6.2%, China closed, India closed, London up 0.2, Paris up 0.1, Frankfurt down 0.3%, Dow down 0.3, S&P down 0.1, Nasdaq down 0.1, crude oil up 3.1%, gold down 0.6%, Bitcoin down 3.7%. Anything important? Nope, no one important speaking. So that'll wrap us up today. Our pre-market prep session for October 2nd, 2024. Like I said, should be a nice green morning for us, right? Taking profit on these, these oil calls that we swung overnight. That's great, right? But the biggest thing is to make sure that we're getting 1% better daily. That's what we're striving to do. If you can do that, the money will fall in place. If you mind the little things, the money will fall in place. If you stay consistent, the money will fall in place. If you communicate, the money will fall in place, right? So make sure that you're putting together the infrastructure for you to be successful by taking care of the little things, being consistent, and aiming to get 1% better daily. All right, guys, beautiful people. Love you all. I'll see you back here tomorrow morning for our Friday Eve edition of the pre-market prep session. Have a great rest of the day. I'll see you later. Peace.